Hey guys, my name is Seniac and welcome back to episode 3 of FarmTown here in City Skylines, where this series is all about building a town based around a farming industry and to use that farming industry to grow the economy. Now, in the last couple of episodes, boys, you guys have really enjoyed them right now. And since the last few episodes, we've kind of managed to begin building our town. We've also got set up a couple of the farming areas as well. We're now pretty much producing, if I'm not mistaken, a little bit of livestock and a little bit of grain as well. Now, I think today we're going to eventually unlock the next type of farming, which is going to be vegetable. And hopefully at some point, we can get the textiles all set up as well. But today, episode 3, baby, we need to work with the generic industry. Now, how it works in this game is we produce the goods from here. So we'll produce the livestock, we'll produce the vegetables, the grain, the textiles. And from that, we can then use those raw materials to create material goods, whether that be something like beverages, which requires grain and vegetables. It requires them to be processed inside of a factory. Now, we need to set up a better system for this because the more farming land that we do build, the more factories that we're going to need in return. We're going to end up needing quite a bit, boys. We are going to end up needing quite a bit. And that's if we want to start producing those goods that will be high valuable or high value, ready to export. So if you are enjoying this series, boys, want to see more, then make sure you smash that like button down below. If you are new around here, then make sure you do subscribe so you get notified when more episodes do come out. But we're going to set up more industry today. I'm going to try and expand it. Now, in the first episode, I went back to the first episode, guys, and I look at your guys' comments about this building here. I said, is this too big of a density? Is this too big of a building right now for FarmTown? And a lot of you guys did agree. I think as big as we're going to go is the row housing kind of style, that medium density, because it does seem a little bit too big, doesn't it? It does seem a little bit too big. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of it right now. And we'll go back to our row housing. So if I just quickly delete this and then get rid of the zoning, place down our row housing, which we got to do this side first and then play, and then the rest of it can then fall into place. Because I don't want too big of a density, otherwise it just won't feel like a little small kind of farming town, would it? It'll look weird if we start getting skyscrapers. It'll look really weird. So, what do we need to do first then? Well, we are going to plan to have a train line coming through, which will contain the passenger station to how people can get in and out of the region a little bit easier. And we also will set up an import-export cargo train station as well. Now, all of this, I'm going to revolve it around this space here for the cargo side of things. So we're going to build up all the factories around this area too, which kind of means I have to say goodbye to all the current factories that we've currently got. They're not going to be happy. But it's something that we've got to do, boys. If we want to grow, we've got to destroy. No one ever said that, did they? No one ever said that. Right, say goodbye to all of this. I keep missing it right now. It doesn't delete. Excuse me. And underground. I've now got to delete all of this. Say hasta la vista, baby. Because we're not going to have it run down here no more. We're going to set up our own little systems. And it all should come together. Actually, don't delete any of that because that's coming from that road. So delete to there. And I think we'll be all okay. I probably will have to reposition these wind turbines as well. So, for the most part, I want to stick to the grid format, at least coming down to here. Then everything off it is then going to start sprawling out into different designs, turns, angles, and all that kind of jazz. So this will probably be the last of the grid that we do build. Now, if I bring this down, I'm going to bring it down to about here. I'm not actually too far on how far to take it, to be honest with you. But I know we're doing a 2-4. 2-2-4 is what we're kind of currently working with, right? Yeah. So a 2-2-4 will go to there. If I do another 2-2-4, which would be just there and then down. And then we got to also figure out as well where we're going to implement the train station. Now, I'm not going to build the train line at all this episode. I just want to get all the factories set up, because once you get the factories all up and running and then they start producing goods, then it will make sense to implement the train station. But do I have enough research points right now, development points, to unlock trains? Yes, I do. It's only going to cost me 1. Okay, that's perfect. Now, the only reason for that is I just kind of need to know the sizes that we're working with. Now, I won't know the actual train station itself until the cargo train station, until we've got the rail yard in, which can be a little bit of a pain for us. It can be a little bit of a pain. But I reckon what we could do is we'll find how far we can run up with this here. So if I just kind of implement that there, and then we'll have to redo these designs in just a moment, bringing you to there. Now, I'm wondering how much of this we can squeeze in. So if I just drop this here for now, the rail yard, so I can get the cargo train terminal itself, and I can roughly then see where we're going to be having the roads connect to it. Now, I want it all within this area, so I want it to run out and then kind of connect up. So I might have to just slightly readjust the symmetry. Now, just out of curiosity, is the symmetry as wide as the train station? It's a tiny little bit wider. Now that's perfect for us, actually. That's perfect for us. So if I just delete this road here, and if I place this symmetry, let's say I give it a 2 or 1. I'll do a 1 space for now. I'll delete this road here. Right. Or do I want to actually connect to that road? Do you know what? No. We'll put that road back in. We'll put that road back in. There we go. I'll delete this road and put the symmetry here. Now this is all gonna fall into place right now, boys. This is all hopefully gonna fall into place. So in reality, I then need a road to come off there. So bear with me a second, boys. Bear with me. Now, if my calculations are correct, I'm hoping. Okay, that's wonky. No wonder it's going a little bit funky there, boys. If my calculations are correct, boys, which, let's be honest, they're never really that correct. Oh, I was off by 1. I was off by 1, which is now slightly annoying. But it is what it is. I can plant down some trees to kind of hide how it doesn't align fully. Right, there to there, which should then mean I'm able to get the train station in. So if I implement the train station here, the cargo train station, you're now able to access it from both sides of the road. That's all I needed to know, guys. That's all I needed to know. So delete all of this here. I'll delete this for now. I just need to know where the spacing was so I can kind of work with it. And we'll build our industry around here. Ooh. Now we'll have the line passing through here. We'll just kind of turn off into it. And the line will continue. We'll have a passenger train station a little bit further up as well. Right. It's all falling together, boys. It's all slowly falling together. So 224, which is about here. Now I might make this one be the connection just there. And I think that'll be the only connection that we do around here. So 224. Bring you down in there. Just so I know how far we're pretty much going at this point. And I reckon we'll have the train line turn. Before this connection here. And it will just kind of turn out to link to there. Oh, I just realised this is actually a little bit further along than the other stuff. Now, we could do something different here. I could run like a little bit of an alleyway through. So you get some different size buildings and stuff like that. Because this is the industrial area. Okay. Okay. It's just a way to kind of space it over. Which you could apply the same logic going up here as well. So if I ran that to there. Obviously, this would come up to there. That would run up to there. But we can do some like little back alleys, little areas. Interesting. Interesting. Now, like I said, I know it's very, very gritty right now. I know it's like ridiculously gritty. But after this, it's going to start sprawling out. Now, we're going to have to readjust right now the wind turbines. Now, I don't know how long we can keep running on wind power. I don't know how long we've got until it's like we're going to start thinking about changing it. But that's 3 megawatts there. We can power on that. This right now, we'll move this. So they'll get in 2.7 there. We'll throw this one just over here. It's pretty much the same anyway. And let me just delete the power lines underneath. There we go. And there to there. I'm just going to bring these new power lines in. So underneath, straight in. And we'll connect to that junction there. So, oh, wrong button. Wrong button. So hopefully these are providing the same amount of power. So let's have a little bit of a fast forward then. I mean, they could be providing a little bit more power than what we need. No, looking at it right now, we're very close. We're very close, but we are now powering a big train station. That's something that we got to think of. That is something that we got to think of. Okay. Okay. So we'll try and get some zoning in, and we'll keep going until it runs. Actually, what other alternatives have we got for power? I could import it from outside the region, but I don't have enough region tiles to be able to buy it. I can get a small coal plant in. I'm going to go for a second wind turbine. Now, places over here. It seems to be a little bit more windy over in this area. So we'll just roll with this one for now. And that should see us through until we can unlock like something a little bit better. So solar panels, battery extension, advanced rotary system. There we go. Spending the big bucks right now to give us more power. And that goes from 8 to 50. That nearly doubles. Holy moly. Right, anyway, let's get some factories down. So again, the reason these factories are so important is because these factories produce the goods from the farm. So we'll kind of fill all of this griddedness here as it is. Then as we sprawl off this, we'll then start to create small little factories like what we had originally. So let's just work with this first, because this is going to provide a lot of production ability and also a lot of jobs as well are going to be available. So that's quite exciting. Now, while that does that, I'm going to look towards maybe slightly extending down a little bit. I'll see if I can come off this as a junction and bring this road so far up. Let's bring it to just there or just after. We'll go just after and see how that connects. So running this all the way down. Yeah, that'll work. That'll work fine for us, boys. And we'll just try and implement more of this slight gridded system. And see where we can kind of like finish some of these farms all up. So if I went to there, I'll come back and sort that out. But if I run this to here, and then run you, I'd say about there. So, like I said, it's very gritty, but this really reminds me of like an American farming town. I love it. It's pretty good. So, a lot of factories are now kind of produced. This one creates, this one stores food, sorry. This one creates, I'm looking for something that will be quite beneficial. Now, you can't really pick what comes in, but this one here creates food, and it takes vegetables and livestock, which at the moment, we're not technically producing any vegetables, so it will have to import the vegetables until we get to tiny town where we unlock the vegetable farming, which we're actually not that far off. We're actually not that far off. Now, this could be a slight issue for us, is the traffic leading into this junction here. But what we're going to hope for is, once we get the trains implemented, it will take the traffic off it. So I won't solve any of these issues right now. I won't solve any traffic until we get the trains involved, because that's truly when we're going to see what happens. Because it could literally just take all the vehicle traffic away because we can utilize the trains. So that should be fairly interesting. Should be fairly interesting anyway. So what's needed then? We've got lots of demands. Let's try and get a little bit more of a population growth. So population wise anyway, you can see the unemployment rate is 1.3%, 1.4%. Not bad, not bad, not bad. Now, the unemployment is based on the jobs. So we need to get more base level jobs, because if we max them out, if someone's uneducated and all the uneducated jobs are taken, that's how they become unemployed. So we are going to have to add more jobs in general, but we're also going to have to extend the town a little bit as well. Now, let's see how far we can go with this anyway. So is it worth me dropping little cul-de-sacs down? Or kind of utilizing the smaller little rows to kind of come off as we inevitably sprawl the final bit of the town around here? So I can use this little road here. I can run this all the way through to there. So these little connections right now are what enable us to kind of create that little bit of sprawl again. So if I come off, say here, for example, and run that to there. And then here, I'll come off, say there, and then run that to about there. This is where the sprawl. Now this is a bit of a grid sprawl. It's not bendy or windy. That it will inevitably become like that. We'll just keep it nice and simple here first. We'll just keep it nice and simple and not push the boat out too much. So this one, I'll run to there. Running you up slightly. And then we'll come up about here. So there we go. It's now slowly starting to take place. So around these areas then, we'll put in some low density residential. So low density. Now, it mainly wants to be over on this side, so we'll squeeze you in there. We'll do a nice run of it going down all the way here as well. Do a nice little setup just there. And all of there as well. So that will literally spend all that demand. That demand's going to like disappear like super quick. But we've got a nice big chunk of commercial demand still growing. So I don't really have much more space to kind of implement this before we start creating little zoned areas. So we'll go for a nice little strip up to here. And then we'll run this down and we'll end it just there. And then we'll do a strip just there as well. You know what? Might as well just go this. Oh, wrong button. End it just here. Now I know we've got the water towers in. So that will go there. And then we'll have a little one just here. So that will spend all of our kind of commercial demand right there. Nice. And I'd like to place down some trees leading around here as well. So we're going to fill in these little nooks and crannies right now. Now, I have the ability to do trees, right? It's not something that I've got to unlock. But the question is, what type of tree do I go with? Do I go spruce? Do I go birch tree? I feel like birch tree might be a good vibe for this area. So if I kind of up it, if I increase the strength, decrease you, go a little bit crazy with all of this. Fill this all in. Now, I'll only run it to here for now. We'll only run it to there, but we're going to get some birch trees now in. We'll take this down to here. Now, should I add any other different type of treeing, guys? Let me know in the comment section down below. What should I also utilize to complement the birch? What type of tree or bush should I utilize to complement my birch trees that we're going to be having growing through? That will look really nice when it's all done and dusted. That would look really, really good. Right, so while we're waiting for more stuff to happen then, while we're waiting for... Oh, is the school full yet? No. But we will need to build a next level of education with a high school. So is there room for me to squeeze a high school in? I feel like we're now moving over to this side of the city as it gets a little bit bigger. Maybe I can implement a high school around here. So just there for a high school. Let's do it on this one. This one's a higher density, which is perfect for us. Okay, we've just leveled up. We'll come back to that in just a moment. It's perfect for us because the road that is now slightly bigger on the back end of it here just nicely goes around it. So it all just fits in, doesn't it, boys? It all just fits in. So that will give us a little bit of a higher level of education. Now, what have we just unlocked on Tiny Town? New loan, mixed housing, vegetable farming is the important one, and post offices and communications. Right. This is all good stuff. But let's first start focusing on then the vegetables. So before we do any of that then, let's check our production. Now, our production, we've got a huge surplus right now for livestock and grain because we've got so many farms available. We have a deficit of 28 tons of vegetables. Wow. Now, that also does spill over to something like beverages because we're not producing our own vegetables in general. So let's see if we can get rid of this deficit of vegetables. So let's get this all implemented. Vegetables. Where should I place this? I'm going to place this just there. And then we're going to quickly run through all of this. So let's give us a nice big tonnage of vegetable availability. Let's go, let's go, let's go. So that one's in. Now we'll try and get this one just here, because this is going to give us quite a large radius here. It really is. So if I go there, and then we'll go slightly diagonal for now, but get this going all the way around. Let me just first snap it to there. We'll come back and readjust it. Right, to there. And then what we'll do right now is we'll readjust this to get this all aligned perfectly. So that snaps in, and then we'll just slightly push. What's going on here, boys? There we go. All the way to it. And is it possible to squeeze in a middle one? Yes. Right, that's actually quite a large farm, isn't it? It's quite a large farm. Now, I've only placed down 2 vegetable ones, but let's just kind of take a quick little look. Look at that. There's only now a 6-ton deficit, so that really helped. Like, tremendously, that helped right there. So let's go a little bit again right now. Let's try and get a few more in. Right, I'm going to throw this one here. Now, this should give us a dramatic surplus. Right, bringing this all the way around. Okay, so this is not going to like what I'm trying to do right now. So I might need to kind of slightly freehand it. Now, how far do I take it? Oh, it's only going to go to there for a minute. Right, put you in, and then we'll slightly readjust it again. There we go. This is just the pain, though, isn't it? Because I think because the way the road is, we've got to try and like manually push it as close as we can. But it's never going to be perfect. It's never going to be perfect. Now that farm, I've only got now 3 vegetable farms in, but that should be enough to give us a surplus on vegetables, which it does. But it's not a good surplus. I mean, it is a good surplus, but it's not a big surplus that I would kind of want. So we'll try and squeeze a few more in. So I don't really have much room to kind of go crazy around here. That's not even the right one I'm even selected on. So we'll just see what we can do right now. I might as well just fill this one in. There we go. And get the snapping back in. Now this is a pretty standard square right now. Or rectangle, I should say. Right. There we go. I've got to make that road actually go all the way to the edge. Very good. Very good. So that little bit of vegetable farming I've now got in is now giving us a nice decent surplus. Now it always shoots up at the start. You're going to wait for it to settle down, but it's not as big of a surplus as all the other stuff that we've currently got in terms of farming, but it's enough for now. It is enough for now. So how many jobs is it now providing? That's up to 22. That's up to 15. This one's up to 20. This one's up to 13. And they'll just keep getting bigger as we kind of move on. Oh, there's been a big crash over here, boys. The police are on the scene right now. On the farming crossroads. Oh, it looks so good, doesn't it? It does look really good. You can't deny that. You can't deny that right now. So, amazing. The farming is progressing wonderfully. Very wonderfully. Now, we've got abandoned buildings here, which I don't think they're going to regen. Or maybe they do. All right, very good, very good. And what can we get around here now in terms of residential? So the low density residential, we can squeeze a little bit more in over here. Might as well fill all these little nooks and crannies up. I'm not sure how much I'll be able to squeeze in this area. But we do what we can do. We do what we can do. That's not even connected to the road. Oh, I'm so sorry, guys. There you go. You've now got a road to connect to. Enjoy. Yeah, it's all painted down, which is good. Very good. And what's our population? 3,600. Let's go back for some medium density and let's try and squeeze what we can in around here. Oh, I'm liking that. They're backing on one another there. Now, will they do that for all of this? Ooh. Okay, we're definitely going to have a different style in that area, aren't we? That's going to look very nice. Very nice indeed, if I do say so myself. Now, have we unlocked any signature buildings yet? For the the dairy house we have. Right, we should implement the dairy house within the industrial area. And let's see. I'm not sure where the train tracks are going to go, so I'm not going to push it too far just yet. So we'll extend down here first. We'll do a 224. There we go. And then we'll make this one a little bit bigger to match that. Is it worth putting the signature building here, like dead center, to fill the void? Yes. So that fills the void, meaning we can put all the factories going around the edges of it. So if I plant some down right now, so if I fill all of this in, all the other generic factories will build around it. So every time I put the dairy house in any city that I've ever built, it never gets rented out. And if it doesn't rent itself out in FarmTown, then you know we're in trouble. You know we're in trouble at that point. But we'll see how we get on with it anyway. We will see how we get on. So let's implement a nice little post office anyway. So a nice little post office for the town, which we'll place just... Can I get it just here on the corner? There maybe. We get just there on the corner. Nice little post office. Mail extension. I'm not sure how much we're going to need for the mail, but we'll get a nice little post box down there as well. So I'll do one just there. We'll come up and have one there. Throw in one there. And then one just... Okay, not on that side of the road. There we go. So we've got post box running up there. We'll then stagger this one. So we'll go one there and then one there. Now, within the farming area, we'll try and throw the odd one or two down. And then, obviously, in the industrial area. And then leading up this way. Right, there's a fair few amount of post boxes right now we've now implemented. It's a fair few right now we've got. We've already got... Oh, actually, we've got no vehicles out and about. Oh, hang on, that's the wrong one. There it is. So we can have up to 20 vehicles. They're already pumping 7 out right now. Let's go and collect the mail. And then we'll see what we get up to. Wow, they're already bringing in mail from outside of the region. That's crazy, isn't it? That is crazy. So the town now has mail. Nice. Now, what is our surpluses looking like right now? Very, very good. Now, I'm not saying that would have changed anything over here. I mean, we seem to have a little bit of a surplus of machinery. I mean, that's what we produce from the factories, concrete, minerals. So it's understandable. We're not far off having a surplus of beverages. You just need to put down more and more factories. It'll take a while before we even get a surplus. That's if we even do get a surplus for convenience food. But that's not because I don't have enough farming. It all comes down to the factories that does. So that's where we're going to be trying to get it all in for that. Whoa, look at these little townhouses now. The smaller ones. Look at the smaller ones here compared to the bigger ones. Where's the bigger ones? I mean, it's kind of the same buildings. It's just they've got bigger gardens, right? Yeah, they just have bigger gardens. It's pretty cool, boys. It is pretty cool. So... do we get in a little bit more farming right now? When do we unlock textiles? Is it in Boomtown? Ah, okay. It's in Boomtown. So we've got a little bit of a while to go for that just yet. We've got a little bit of a while. And we've got these small little farming areas here we can implement too. Right. Let's see what we can do here then. So I'm going to bring this road. I feel like we should try and also... Okay, what if I parallel this? That's not the parallel tool. I'm not even on parallel, am I? Right, if I make this like super big. It will come off there. It's not wide enough for what I want it to do. It's not wide enough, is it? So we'll bring this down. And then let's turn it and slowly come away from the grid format. So what I'll do is I'll throw down another farm. And we'll go for another vegetable one because we have the smallest surplus when it comes from vegetable farming compared to the other ones. So let's invest some hard-earned cash into this. So we'll go to there and I'll run this straight down. No messing about, boys. No messing about. Nice. And is it worth getting another one in? Right, gonna go here. So get this going around the edge. Run it right up to the road. Well, we'll have to come back to that in just a minute. And then we have to try and then almost spiral it round to match. To snap it straight in there. And let's do a few adjustments on this one because there's definitely room there to kind of squeeze this in. Is it okay? Yeah, it's all okay there. I'm not going to complain too much. So there we go. So that's going to bend round with it as well. So it's coming together, guys. It is slowly but surely coming together. Now, schooling. We are halfway to the capacity fill-in for our elementary school. So we've got not really that much stress that we need to worry about with sorting that out. It takes them about 6 months to graduate, if they graduate. That's the big one, boys. That's the big one, if they graduate. But for the most part, it looks like it's going pretty well. Now, 6.4% unemployment. That's not good. So we have to squeeze in some additional factories. So let's pump the factories up to at least here. And then bring them down to there and fill in that section as well. So that will provide a lot of jobs. It will provide a lot of jobs, but we are now starting to see some traffic coming in. But next episode we are going to tackle the train line, both passenger and cargo, and then we'll see how much traffic it takes away from us. Not so busy over in this side. Are they parking here? That's a weird place to park, isn't it? Oh, power. We're running out of power. Okay, so this might be the final wind turbine I implement. This might be the final wind turbine I implement. There we go. Bam. 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 So once that starts producing, that should see us through for a little while. It should see us through for a little while. Right, okay, so surpluses then. When it comes to farming material stuff, look at those beautiful surpluses right now. It should mean that we have a decent amount of exports. So when it comes to our exports, let's take a look and see what's going on. So export-wise, what we're looking at is over here right now, livestock, grain, vegetables. Top 3 exports are to do with the farming industry. We are starting to export a little bit of beverage and food, which is really important. Really important. Now, I'm not saying that because we're exporting, we now have a surplus in those goods. Oh, we do. We have a surplus in beverages and food. And you know what? We're not going to be far off getting a surplus in convenience food as well. That's a first. I'm telling you, boys, you build a city based on a certain industry and you grow that certain industry, you can get some serious exports for that industry. Now, other stuff that it does affect, it will affect the textiles, but I need textile farming to get all that in. And is there anything else that it affects? Does it affect any immaterial goods? I'm assuming it doesn't. This is all retail, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah, it's all a bit of retail, but that's really good. Oh, I'm excited right now. This is going in the right direction. This is definitely pumping in the right direction right now. This is pretty good. So, next episode then, guys, we're going to implement our train lines, both the cargo and the passenger as well. Now, I don't really have many tiles that I'm able to buy right now. We're going to, hopefully if we get to the next one, it will give us an extra 8 tiles to unlock. So for the most part, if I was to buy more tiles, if I wanted to run a train line directly out here, that's going to be, what, permits? Oh, wait, I have no permits to use. Okay, so next episode is going to be interesting then. We're going to have to unlock more tiles before we can buy anything else. I got confused then. This is on my development points. So I unlock 8, and oh no, it's not going to be enough. So we're going to have to try and push it even further to get even more tiles unlocked. It should be pretty fun, guys. So we're going to have to do a lot of building next episode to get that sweet, sweet XP into our bank again. Guys, hope you did enjoy this. If you did, smash that like button down below. And until next time, I will see you all soon. So, goodbye.